Hi, welcome. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to manipulate string in Visual Basic Programming by creating a simple app to demonstrate that. Without wasting much time, let's create our project. First, create a new project. Then select Windows Form Application, click Next, and name this as Phone Numbers Application. Great. As we always do, we have to first design the interface of our application. This application is going to deal with phone numbers. So let's say phone numbers app. Okay. Then let's go to the toolbox. I want you to pick a label, place it on the form. Let's go to the properties of that label. Let's enter phone numbers with area code. Okay. And then let's change the font size of our label into something bigger. Let's say 12 is okay, or let's say 14. Okay. Then let's go back to our text box, or toolbox rather. Then select a text box. Then place the text box here, and the multi-line property to true. Let's extend this small. Okay. And expand it a bit. Okay. And this text box was set input from the user. Then let's go to our toolbox again, and then let's copy this label. Okay, and let's paste it, and then let's enter into properties. Then let's change the label to numbers in file storage. Okay, and then let's go back to our toolbox. I want us to pick another label, okay, and place it underneath this. Let's go to the properties and change it auto size property to false. Then let's look at border star to face 3D. And maybe probably you can change the background to white. Then we can push this a bit down. Let's stretch it across. Oh, come on. This length. Okay. All right. Let's see. So I want us to copy this. I'll go back to our text, the label display, and clear or that. All right, then copy it, or Control C on Windows, or Vin rather, to paste it. Then let's probably push it a bit closer to this end. All right, maybe something like this will be fine. All right, then let's copy the label over here to paste it. So this should push downwards a bit. The arrangement doesn't really matter. The best thing, the most important thing is that it is working. Okay, I can reduce the size more to get do the size to, let's say, 10. Okay, so that it will fit on top of each label. Let's do the same thing for this. All right. Okay, and they should both be in alignment. All right, so this is good. Then I want us to also change this one a bit. Let's say to 11. All right, so this is also cool. Let me push this one back a bit. All right, so you can push this to 10 numbers. Okay, so this is cool. Then I want us to select the second list box, go to the properties and change its name to LBL formatted numbers. Select this one to change its label name to LBL numbers in file. Okay. Then I want you to change this text box name to TST phone numbers. All right. Then next thing I want you to do, in order for us to finish our application, go to the toolbox, copy button, okay, push it a bit. All right. Then I want you to make a duplicate of this button. Control C, Control V to paste, Control V to paste. Then put one here and put the other one at this end. You can make it be in alignment, unnecessary. Then select the first button, go to the properties, and then we have BTN display, or probably let's save it first, BTN save, and then the label to save. Then the second button to BTN display, and the label to display. All right. Last one, as you have been doing, BTN exit, BTN exit, BTN exit, and the label to exit. Right, so let's see how application will look like. So this is how our application is looking at. The only input form is our text box. Our design is now complete. Let's deal with the various buttons. Now, double click on the save button. Alright, we are not going to write any event for this, so let's close it. Let's delete rather. And now within the save button, we are going to handle the button click event for our save button. And when the user clicks on save, after entering the data in our text box, you should be able to extract that data and manipulate the string from the text box using the string manipulation methods, and then save the content to a text file so that later on we can retrieve them in case we need them. So first, you are going to declare some variables. First one is dim string phone as string. We have to get access to the stream writer. So dim out file as input output dot stream writer, because we want to write our phone numbers to a text file. The next thing I want us to do is to remove any dashes that may be found in our numbers. So string phone is equal to txt phone numbers dot text. Okay, and you're going to call one string function or method replace, okay, any dash that you find in our text, then string dot what's empty. All right, so this will do that for us. Now, every phone number contains only 10 digits. So you have to make sure the entire string is a phone number that contains what 10 digits. So if string stl phone dot length equal 10, then okay, the length is also another string method that you use to determine the size or the total number of letters or alphabet in a particular word string. Okay, so if you want to count, let's say this is a string that you want to determine its length, then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so if assuming that is a string, then the length of the string will be what? 7. But this is a variable that is storing a particular string. So the variable that this stores, okay, the length method will check for its length, the total number of characters within it, and then it will give us the answer. Okay, so if the length of the string entered by the user or the number entered by the phone number entered by the user is equal to 10, then we have the exact number that we want. So we can write that to our stream writer. In out dot far dot write. Let's append so that it doesn't clean the existing one. Then that our test file is what phone numbers dot test. Okay. Okay. Now let's open the file. Let's write to the file part1 dot write line string phone. Once you open the results, you should always close the results. Okay. Then, if there's something wrong with that, you should notify the user. Message box dot show invalid phone number. Title phone numbers. Message box buttons dot okay. Message box icon dot information. All right. Now, after the conditional statement, let's prepare our text box for another input by clearing any data that we have in it. So tst phone numbers dot text is equal to string dot empty. Okay, let's put the focus tst phone numbers dot focus. Okay, so let's run our application and see what we have achieved so far. Okay, so what you do first, let's enter in the so let's count and see if it's and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you can let's save it and see. It has been saved. Again, let's enter it in and see. Okay, invalid phone number was entered because this is not up to what 10. Okay, so at least it is working. Let's exit application and then let's continue. Now I want us to go to the design. I click on the display button, double click on it so that we can for it click event. So once you click on the display, we want our content in the save text file to be what displayed in our labels. Okay, one the raw content and the other one the formatted what content. All right, so bring me to this one. Let's bring my attention to this number here, label here. Let's go to the properties. Then let's change that to formatted numbers. Okay. All right. So that is good. Let's go back to our form and let's code our display button to event. Like before, you will still need to access the stream. They have to use the sequential access file. So you have to open or declare variables for that. So dim infile as input output dot stream reader. Okay, a dim string phone as string. Okay, then first you are going to clear any content in our text in our label controls. So LBL numFar dot text is equal to string dot empty, and LBL formatted numbers dot text is equal to string dot empty. Then the next thing you do is to read the content of the file or the phone dot text, and then display it in our labels. And you have to always make sure the file exists before we can move on. So if input dot file, let's call it method exists, then let's pass in the file name phone numbers dot text equal true. If the file exists, it will return true. Then in file is equal to input output dot file dot open text phone numbers dot text. Now we have opened the file. It's about time you read the content from the file, and you have to do that through what? A loop. So do until info dot peak is equal to -1. String phone is equal to info dot read line. LBL numbers dot text is equal to LBL numbers dot text and string phone and B control cars dot new line. Now we are going to format our text for it to look our phone number for it to look what legit before you output it to the or display it to the user. The first one was the display of the numbers which has not been what formatted. And the second one is going to deal with formatting the number. This is to show you how we can use certain methods to manipulate what string. We are doing this to show you certain method that we can use to what manipulate what strings. So okay, so not wasting my time. String phone is equal to string phone dot insert. Okay, count three numbers, then put dash between them. Again, string phone is equal to string phone dot insert count additional 7 numbers, then put dash between them. Once you are done, then we are going to display our result. So LBL formatted numbers.test is equal to LBL formatted numbers.test plus and was string phone and control class dot new line. And this brings to the end of what our loop. Let then close the file. In file dot close. Okay, so if the file does not exist, you want us to put some nice message to the user and the file that is looking for does not exist. So message box, I don't have to tap this thing again. Let me go back and copy it from here and do some few modifications to meet copy, then paste, then file not found. Phone numbers for test can't be found or does not exist. Any should work. Okay, so now that you've done that, let's try and test application and see how it will look. All right, so let's enter any arbitrary phone number. Let's click on save. Invalid phone number. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's more than 10. And let's save. Okay. Let's save 337772225. 4 rather. Let's save 555779992. Let's save 888222324. Invalid phone number. Let's click on display. Oh, that's good. So now you see, this is the unformatted version of our phone numbers, and this is the formatted version of what our phone numbers. But let's see. Let's see something like this. Invalid phone number entered. Let's enter only letters EE, SSX, DDDD and see what happens. See, it has saved this as what? A phone number. Meanwhile, this is not a phone number. Let's click on display. You see, it has this as what? A phone number. So you are going to work on this to make sure it only accepts what? Numbers. To make sure it only accepts numbers. Let's exit our application first. Let's go back to our code. So before we save the file, okay, let's check whether it is a numeric file that the person has entered before we save it. Because phone numbers consist of only what? Digit. For us to achieve that, we have to call the function x if is numeric string phone. Okay. equal true, then okay, and let's end it over here. Okay, so this is nice. If it's not a numeric, then let's output an error message to the user, and I want us to copy this error message here and put it inside here. And then invalid phone number is okay. So let's say phone number should contain only digits. Phone number should contain only digits. Okay, something like this. All right, so let's run our application and see if it works. Start. And let's say 5544SX 3x or 3T D 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Say L and save. Say phone number contains only digit. So now they can't just store anything in our phone book. So let's now try and display this and see. Okay, they're already existing what numbers, so it will show. Let's close the application. And there's one last thing I want us to do to code the exit button. So once the exit button is clicked, say code application dot exit function. All right, and then let's add our final touches to our form. Push this up a bit, okay, and then save, and let's start application again. Exit is working, okay, save, display is working, save. Let's 555 dash 333 dash 7772, save, display. Okay, it has been saved nicely. It has been displayed, formatted and displayed over here nicely for us. So this brings us to the end of this tutorial. In this tutorial, the key things that we were looking at are the string methods such as replace, okay, and then insert, okay. So we can manipulate string using this method. Now our next tutorial, we're also going to look at how to use index of or index at in string manipulation. Please, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, let us know where we need to improve, and thank you very much for that. God bless you.